Hi, Janelle and Gregory Watson here, helping you with your vibrational energy mastery.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what you see, hit like and feel free to subscribe to our channel. It's your energy, your way.
Master your energy today. Welcome wherever and whenever you are at this moment in time. My name is Janelle Watson and I would like to run through with you on how to use a pendulum. We've actually already done a lesson or a learning on how to select a pendulum, and that's on our YouTube channel here. And if you want to go and have a look at that, you can. You feel free to. We'll leave the link at the bottom of the video. In the meantime, let's actually have a look at how to use a pendulum. So you've bought your pendulum, you've been to the shop, you've bought your pendulum, you're happy with it, you're now excited and you'd like to be able to actually use it. What do you need to do? This is a pendulum. This is my pendulum, my main pendulum. And you can see it's already starting to swing. When it comes to actually using a pendulum, it can be a pendulum like this, which is a pendulum that is specifically designed for being used as a pendulum. And I'll hold it up for you so you can actually see. However, you can also use other things. You don't have to use just a specific pendulum. This one is actually made off of, you'll actually see several different crystals that are joined together and they make the pendulum, and there's also a quartz pointer at the bottom to help magnify the pendulum itself and magnify the actual connection. However, you can use other things for pendulums, and you can use crystals in cages, you can use all sorts of things. Whatever your pendulum looks like, it doesn't matter. I've in fact got a crystal here which is in its own little beautiful little design cage that is a necklace, and I can actually use that as a pendulum as well. So you can see that will swing. And in fact, my necklace that I wear is often used as a pendulum for me as well. And this is a quartz Merkaba. So it doesn't matter what your pendulum actually is, you can use it. Now, the first thing you should always do is set up protection. So what you want to do is ensure that first of all, that you're surrounded in bright white light. So you can call in a pillar of bright white light to surround you and be with you now, 100% source energy light. And you can call in protection for yourself and your pendulum by calling in a circle of archangels. So I call in a circle of archangels, 100% from the light, to surround me and be with me now. Now, I'll actually do that again, and I'll show you how my pendulum swings when I do this. So I surround myself, I call down a pillar of bright white light, source energy light, and I surround myself in 100% archangels that are 100% from the light. And you'll see the swing starts to get a bit stronger as the archangels come in for protection. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so when you are actually working with a crystal or a pendulum, you can actually place the pendulum in your hand, and after you've done this, you can actually do a cleanse on your pendulum. So you can actually do it this way, and you can surround the pendulum in bright white light. Imagine it or envisage it having bright white light surrounded in it. And if you'll be able to feel, after a while, you'll get used to the sense and feel that if there's any smog that needs to be cleared or any negativity or any darkness, you can actually clear that from it and simply cleanse the pendulum with bright white light, saying that I cleanse you now with bright white light and I activate you as my pendulum to only work with energies and entities from the light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. The other thing that you need to do is you need to set up protection for yourself. Notice I have a white candle over here burning. I always have a white candle burning when I'm actually doing any spiritual work, especially with the pendulum. I also say to myself with words that I will only accept answers and connect with entities and beings from the light, from the bright white light. And that way I know that I'm not connecting with anything that's going to try and trick me or going to try and mislead me or give me a mistruth. And I also know that I can trust the answers that I'm actually being given. Now, you'll find also that you will need to learn to be able to connect with your pendulum. So it's actually fairly simple. Once you've done all this and you've set up your protection and you've got your candle, you've surrounded yourself in white light, you've called in your team of your spirit team or the archangels to surround you and protect you, and you've actually said the words to say that you will only accept information from the light, you'll actually find that you can ensure that you are connecting with your pendulum. So when you first pick up your pendulum, what you can do is you can simply say, "Pendulum, can you please show me the yes swing?" Now it will start to swing. It may be backwards and forwards, it may be in a circle, it may be on an angle, whatever it is, you'll actually feel, and you will feel the energy that is connecting. Okay, you will feel the energy connecting. So thank you. Can you stop, please? Then we say, "Can you please show me the no swing?" And you wait while it changes swings, and your pendulum will show you. We have a nice big swing so that we can actually show a no swing. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. And stop. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to thank your pendulum. So when you're actually you're speaking to your pendulum, you've got connection to the pendulum. You need to make sure that you are actually connected to only entities and beings from the white light. If you want to know who it is that you're connected to, you can take the time and close your eyes and ask and see what comes in. The other thing that you need to do is you need to verify whom it is that you're speaking to and verify your answers. So whom it is you're speaking to, again, that's just a matter of closing your eyes and finding out. Just ask, are they from the light? If they're from the light, they have to answer and they will say yes. Okay, you can ask them 3 times. You can ask them more if you like. I generally use 3 times and I ask them and we get the yes. So if we was to use this pendulum again, I could say, "Can I ask if you are actually from the light? Can I ask if you are actually from the light?" You can see it keeps swinging. "Can I ask if you are actually from the light? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are you from the dark? No, can I ask that you are actually from the light? I will only answer questions. I will only connect with those from the light. Thank you. Thank you." So you will find that once you've got your yes and no swings, you need to figure out what questions you want to ask. You can start with simple questions if you like. Now, to ask a question, my suggestion would be to actually ask it out aloud. I can actually ask the questions in my head now because I've been using a pendulum for years and I can actually do that. You can if you like. I do, however, tend to ask the questions out loud when I want to clarify what it is that I'm asking. One of the little things I have found is that, of course, we can ask the question in our mind, but sometimes I'm asking a question in my mind, but it's not really what I want to ask, and the pendulum is answering the question in my mind. And then I go and ask the next question, and it answers the next question. So you'll find that you need to be a little bit clear with your questions. Try and, at first, get your questions to be yes, no. Either yes or no. Nothing in between. After a while, you will get some other swings. And in another video, I'm going to actually show you some of the swings that I actually have. I will very quickly show you that there's a couple of extra ones. So we have the yes swing. Thank you. Nice and big. Thank you. And we have the no swing. Thank you. Stop, please. Can we please show the exact swing? So exactly, if there's a question and we're bang on and we want to know if this is going to happen, then I've got an exactly swing as well. Thank you. There are maybe and perhaps and not really and all sorts of different swings. I also find that I have different swings depending on who I am now connecting to. So each of my different connections, my main connections, will actually give me a specific swing in a certain way with a certain little thing about it. You might start from the center and go forward, or might start from the center and come back. For yes, it might be a different shape, a circle or it might be an oval, or it might have an angle. There's all sorts of different things that the pendulum can do. So let's go over what we were talking about. Protection, protection, protection. Ensure that you are connected to only beings from the light. So you set yourself up with a white candle burning. You can actually have one of those white tea lights. I have talked to Archangel Michael about this. You can have a white tea light that actually, as long as your intent is for being a sacred space to keep you safe, surround yourself in bright white light, call in the archangels or whoever you'd like to call in to actually keep you protected. Make sure that you are actually only stating that you will connect with anything or answers from the light. Verify, ask your questions over and over again. You can ask the same question over and over again and they will answer you. And they will keep, whoever it is that's answering you will keep answering you the same answer. You'll also find that you get your yes-no swings. So in the beginning, make sure that they are simply yes-no answers. After a while, you can then ask the pendulum to show you different swings. One of the things, I learned was, I wish I'd been told this, but I learned that you can actually ask the pendulum to show you different swings. So I didn't realize it, but suddenly my pendulum started doing a circle in the wrong direction. And I'm like, what are you doing? How am I supposed to figure this out? Now, one of the things the gifts I have is I actually have automatic writing, which means I can connect to whoever is connected to the pendulum and I can write the question, out, and I can write the answer out. And it was saying to me, this is not really, was the swing. Well, okay, that's fine. And why would I use a pendulum instead of actually doing automatic writing? Well, because basically it's a simple way of verifying things. I actually use the pendulum when we do readings and when we do things and we work with clients as well. So it's a good way of verifying. So be specific with your questions, ask them out loud, and don't forget to thank your pendulum and to thank the entities that are connecting and answering you for being with you and giving you answers from the light. Okay, well, that's all there is to it. And I'd really like you to, let me know if you actually have a go at this. Come and join us in the Connecting the Dots tribe or the Connection to Spirit group, and we can have a chat with you about this. I'd love you to share the video if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Otherwise, thanks for watching and namaste. It's your energy. Use it your way. Be spiritual. Be safe. See you next time. Bye for now.